Greetings, it's the New York Thrifter, and I'm kicking off another week of vlogging about reselling. So first up, I have my weekend sales, which are very, very sad. I have only just begun restarting my eBay store, and so with $74.46 in weekend sales, it's not terrible, but it's not great either. Let me show you what I sold. First up is a pair of frame jeans that I sold on best offer for $20 plus $4.99 in shipping. These did have a lot of wear to them, so I wasn't afraid to let them go at that price. I also sold a Victoria's Secret pink lace bra for $10.50 plus $2.99 shipping, a nude bra for $15 plus $2.99 in shipping, and a purple bra for $15 plus $2.99 in shipping. The reason I was able to sell this Victoria's Secret over the weekend is I jumped into my wholesale listing a little bit early. I told everyone last week about my Victoria's Secret wholesale order and how I was going to be listing this week 20 pieces every single day. Now, I got started a little early, so on Sunday night I did some listing and I woke up in the morning to have these 3 sales. I promised everyone that I would go through my process of wholesale. Now, I want to start out and say I'm definitely not an expert. I do this very, very seldomly, but I will share the experience that I do have in case you're looking to get into wholesale and just need a starting point. The first thing that you're going to want to do getting into wholesale or liquidation lots is decide who you're going to purchase from. There are many, many online retailers that will sell you closeout lots. From example, a specific store like mine from Victoria's Secret. I went through a private Mercari seller, or you can go for pallets and large boxes on some of the wholesaling websites, and I'm going to show you a few of these. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm recommending any of these. These are just the most popular online for resellers. One of the sites that you might want to visit is Quick Lots, that's with a Z. And if you click on pallets or cases, it will show you different types of things that they sell. They do have the brand new apparel, and so I'm just kind of clicking through. You can see examples of what they sell along with their different prices. And one thing that I really want you to pay attention to when you're buying in bulk is going to be the shipping. Do you have the space for whatever they're bringing in? If they're bringing in a semi-truck full of clothing, you might not have the proper dock for that. Or if they're sending you 100 pounds worth of clothes in boxes, how much money is that going to be shipped to your house? This is bulk. This is a very popular site with a lot of resellers. I know the Pudgy Picker will often use this one. She doesn't go for clothing though. I believe she goes for home goods. But again, they have the prices listed right here on the site. You can scroll through to see what they have, lots of different options. And finally is liquidation.com. Again, clothing, accessories, jewelry, electronics, all sorts of different things. I did click here on the women's apparel, and just for an example, this is going to be different scarves for summer that they're selling, 125 of them for $100 plus shipping. Here's another example of jeans and t-shirts. And so one thing that is good about liquidation.com is they do have the manifest. What a manifest is it shows you exactly what you're going to be getting in the order. So for this one, even though it's marked as a jeans, there's actually lots of different bracelets, hair clips, fashion earrings. There's only 4 pairs of pants and 6 tops. And so 10 pieces of clothing altogether. So that's why it can be so important to look on that manifest and know exactly what you're getting. When you're reselling a lot of wholesale lots, what you're going to find is there's going to be a lot of clothes that are similar or exactly the same. So the first thing that I do when I opened up my wholesale lot is I started sorting everything. And so I try to find all like items, either similar. So for example, these sports bras came in different colors, but they were all a similar cut. And some of them are exactly the same size, same color. So things that are similar or things that are exactly the same. These are all 2-piece sets in metallic navy. These are very different colors as a set, but they are exactly the same pieces. So when I'm listing, instead of creating a whole new listing for this second set, I just do list similar. I change out the colors from pink and purple to purple and green. Make sure that the sizes all match up, and you only have to do essentially one listing for two. Same thing with these. You've got two different colors. So if I listed this blue with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think there's 5 in here, I would have to do a sell similar and change the color to black. And now I have 6 listings. So step 1 in the wholesale lot, open everything up and sort by like colors, like sizes. And if there are any sets, you definitely want to do that, especially I'm doing the women's undergarments. And so I am going to have sets that go together. These obviously can be listed more than singles. So another thing that you might want to think about, if you find things that are the same size, but in different colors, you might want to lot this up. So this would be a 2 sports bra pack. And you might be able to sell it faster in 2 than in singles. Once you're done sorting the clothes, the next step is going to be inspect them and make sure they are in new with tags condition. So for instance, I have this bralette. I'm going to look around for any strings or anything else. I'm going to cut off a few strings there. I also want to check the price tag. It is new with tags, $44.50. But when I flip that over, I see that there was a sales tag on it for $24.99. Original tag is good, sales tag is bad. And so I grab my Scotty peeler. This is a really great tool for resellers to take off any tags that you want to. I go in, I gently scrape away part of that sales tag, and then I grab my undo. This is an adhesive remover I get on Amazon. The Scotty peeler and the undo, I'm going to link below for Amazon. So if you want to grab it, you can. And I'm going to put just a few drops on there, and I'm going to let this sit for just a minute. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll get 3 or 4 all together. By the time I get the undo on the 4th one, I'll go back to the first one and it'll be ready to go. Because once that adhesive remover gets in, the sticker should pretty much slide right off. Then I have a paper towel and I kind of gently blot at it, making sure that it's going to dry nicely. And then this is going to be ready to photograph. Something else that you might come across when you are doing wholesale lots is on the tag, there might be something written on it. So for instance, for this one, there is a big red line right through the barcode. And so in instances like this, obviously, I can't take that red off, but I also don't want to remove the tag. So I just make a note in the description that that tag has a line through it, as well as having a picture of that in the listing. Other times you're going to find items are just not sellable. So for example, here is a bra. This should have a metal fastener where this goes in. That metal fastener has been ripped off. It's gone. So this bra is not going to be sellable. Because these straps are removable, you theoretically could take these off and then sell it. However, I'm just going to take them off and donate it just because I don't want a not as described case sending that back to me. Even if I describe that, the buyer still might not understand. So I'm just going to donate this. Other times you're going to find that there is a flaw on the item. This one has some staining on it. So again, you can try to treat that and get that out, or you can list and disclose. For me, again, I'm going to donate this. I spent a little over $3 on it, and it's not really worth my time to do it. I know that when I order wholesale, I have to allow for, they say between 2% and 5% might not be sellable or might be damaged. And so you just have to factor this into your pricing strategy when you're buying and when you're selling wholesale. So finally, we get to the photography. Now, this table is the IKEA table that I talked about in one of my previous videos. I like to photograph flat lays on it, but when I'm doing smaller things like shoes, swimwear, and intimates, This is going to be a little bit shiny from the reflection from my lights, but if I put down poster board, no reflection, completely matte. And so I get this, I want to say at Target for maybe $2 or $3. I have beat this one up over time, but it still has the white part in the middle, so I still use it. And so to take photos, I do very, very simple photography. Because these are new with tags, it doesn't require, in my opinion, too much photography. So I snap a pic of the front of the item. I snap a pic of the back of the item, and then I find the original store tag and I take a picture of that so they can see the size as well as the original price, which oftentimes is much, much higher than what I sell it for. So that looks really good. It looks like they're getting a great deal. Now, if there was something very interesting about a piece, if it had beading or floral embroidery, I might go in and take an insert shot of that. But a lot of times when you're doing wholesale, it's kind of churn and burn. The faster you can get it up, the faster you can make your money back. It's all about moving your inventory quickly. So I take 3 to 4 photos of each piece. I get it up fast. I don't do a whole lot of editing in the process, but I will go through that step next. And so if you have any more questions on my photography, just let me know in the comments below and I will definitely get back to you on that. After I take my photos, I do go back into Photoshop, which is an editing program, and I will brighten them up and crop them a little bit. Now, I don't want to spend too much time doing this because, again, with wholesale, you want to go as quickly as possible. Some people decide not to do any editing on their photos. Instead, they just focus on making sure that the original picture is exactly what they want in their listing. Now, something else that you might want to consider is certain wholesalers send you stock photography along with the items of clothing. What this means is you have permission to use the stock photography and you have to do zero photography on your end. I know a lot of people really appreciate this because it can be a pain point to get the lights right and to get the equipment and everything else. And so you can definitely look into this. You can also find usually stock photography online for the pieces that you're buying. I am able to find Victoria's Secret stock online. Now, this first one I'm going to show you is a bralette, and you can see the model's face. This is very clearly a Victoria's Secret photo. And so I would not use this. I would not recommend it. eBay oftentimes will take these listings down if you don't have permission to use the stock photo. And so something else you can do is you can use a stock photo that doesn't have a model in it. And here's an example of that. Again, this is a gray area. You're not supposed to use it without permission, but it's very hard for eBay to trace whether or not it belongs to you. Now, I do take all of my photos generally, and so here's an example of my pic of the same bralette. Here's the front, the back, and then that hang tag. And I did do a little bit of editing, a little bit of brightening here, but that's an example of what I would have in my listing. It's really up to you when you're doing this, what you want to do, but something to think about is it does take time to find these items online in stock photography. So again, it's your store and your choice for what you want to do. And so now there's nothing really left for me to do but list, and list some more. I'm going to be getting 20 done today. Meet me back here tomorrow where I will let you know what sold, what I sourced, and I'm going to go into a little bit more about how I price my wholesale. So I will see you on Tuesday.